Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Dose. Today, I promised previously that I would talk a little bit about gold, the generation of gold, and basically what you need to use each day and particularly each month in order to maybe track how you're going with your gold expenditure. Now, this is going to look a little bit different depending on obviously your characters, your VIP, pretty much whether or not you're a free to play, light spender, or a whale. It is all going to be sort of discussed. You'll need to figure out where you fall within that and work, I guess, according to what you want in your terms of desired result. Now, I would like to state this. It's probably people are going to get triggered. Okay, people are going to get triggered because I've done a Discord link. It's in the description box. But basically, I sat down for a good 20 minutes, not that long, but I figured it all out. I nutted out what basically you need each month to participate in each of the occurring events, and we're going to talk a little bit about the events. And I put a list of where I'd prioritize it. So if you want to skip ahead to just finding that out, join our Discord, jump into that list, let me know what you think. I did put some special things down there as well. And of course, the most important aspect of any part of this game is going to be stamina generation. So that's kind of takes precedence over everything else. However, it is very important to factor that into your gold budget. Before we jump into it, let me just clear this out. And there we go. So, in terms of how you generate gold in this game, the biggest way you're going to do it, in the most consistent way you're going to do it, is essentially by completing your daily tasks. You're going to have to factor in how many you get because it's going to look different depending on what stage of the game you're at. Spoiler alert, the prices do go up by your completing. So I think each day we get 150 gold, but we also get some treasure chests and of course we get some shards as well. Not that we really use those. We do get some stamina pills, which helps us immensely. This will look different depending what level you are. I believe it starts to incrementally creep up after level 80. I think yeah, pretty much at level 80 plus, you start to get the maximum amount of rewards. Maybe it will increase again, depending on if additional tasks gets added to the bar. I notice every time they add additional things to do in the game, such as the trials, if I can remember to click on the button. These ones, they also increase like the amount per day that you can complete in missions or your activeness. So that is a factor, of course, to consider. But basically, it is level locked after 80. Is there anything I need to do and grab out of here? No, not really. So, to keep it short, that's pretty much the most consistent way for you to generate a little bit of an income. Now, you're also going to be able to get gold from contributing and also completing some of these, I guess, tasks would be a word. So at the end of there's a little chest that gives you 50 gold. Of course, most skills have a recommendation that you spend some gold here too. So that's really just something up to you. Whether or not they track it, I'm not entirely sure. There are some random chances to hit the jackpots in here as well as your reward functions. I don't know if this gives gold. I don't think so. I think it just gives you items. But in terms of this, like you can randomly get some jackpots once you complete them. Remember, it's pretty low probability. Most people just hit that claim rewards button after level 80. But again, you can get 588 gold here. You can also get, I think it's 1,288 gold when the statue is completed at the end of the day. Make sure you're always grabbing these though, because it is very important to snag those ones out. I think we might be able to luck this out. Yeah, 50. All right. Build towards gold. I don't know if it actually increases how much gold you get as a base reward, but we should just do it if you're a part of a legion regardless. Um, Again, there are many things that are opening up in terms of ways to generate gold in the game, which is fantastic. I recommend participating in this as well when you get an opportunity to get some of that premium stuff so you don't have to spend gold on it. These little events that pop up, it is obviously something that everybody looks at. Most of the time, you'll get like a daily deal. So every day you're going to get some gold from it. So that's another 200 gold there. You're going to get gold sometimes out of these daily surprise packages as well. If you are a spender, I strongly recommend buying the subscription. It is the premium cream of the crop in terms of value denomination. Strongly recommend doing that. I mean, if you're not participating in all of the daily requirements, like you're doing your beast realms and all that stuff, you can decide to spend gold here just to pick up some of the beast pills. But realistically, I mean, just try to do it yourself. Like, you can save some gold there. You're not really going to get anything from VIP. And this is where it becomes a little bit more intense because they've increased the potential to get additional rewards by having the senior cards and the junior cards. I'm going to call it junior and senior. Basically, that allows you at the end of all of it to continue to accumulate wishing stones and gold. Honestly, this is starting to become very, very needed. I want to say it's needed for those that want to be able to do every event. You're probably going to have to start to work towards maybe budgeting that in if you're a low spender. Just get the premium card. You don't really need to get both, but it's up to you. I would always recommend, if you are a spender, to get the subscription. And you got to remember, like, I don't advocate spending on games. It's just, if you are going to do it, make sure you listen, make sure you get the best value as you possibly can. But in terms of here, of course, every 7 days you get a gold jackpot. It increases depending on VIP level, and you get some of these sign in packet bonuses as well. It's not, look, it's there's plenty of ways to acquire gold for free, quote unquote free. However, it's just one of those things you have to remember. It's additionals that are going to add up. It's the additionals each time that they roll around that you're going to be like, oh, I don't remember how I got that extra 1,000 gold, but it does happen quite a lot. Now, another big thing is the Demons ROM raid. That is going to be pivotal in your success making or breaking certain events. We are going to take some sidetracks and just grab these while we can. Who else do I need? I feel like I never have enough wishing stones. Like, even though I buy those super pack things, I never have enough wishing stones. We'll just grab these ones out. This is another great place to obviously showcase. You can get this by doing your conquests. So conquest is on Fridays, Sundays is siege, and then of course we have Enemies the Gate on Thursday. Then you got Demons Raw and, well, two Demons Raids, I should say. So each Demon Raid gives 300 gold as well as Wishing Stones. This is something that most players don't sleep on. I feel like a lot of people partake in this, and it is very important to do so. The demon raids, depending on your rank and participation of your legion, your individual combat score, and of course your overall merit score without spending any gold as well. You can just do your free ones. They do replenish. Spoiler alert: the attempts replenish. Get in there early, smash that out before it ends. Jump in again and use any of your remaining tokens because they don't carry over. That can help you make or break whether or not you get within the top 10 or top 20 of your respective nation. And when you do, you're talking between 3 to 4,000 gold just from doing that, and that happens twice a week. So I find that that is a really, really important thing that people need to do, need to participate, get that time zone down, locked in. If anyone's curious, I have fucking no idea. I just wing it most of the time, or I ask on Discord, which is a fantastic place. Again, we're going to be promoting the Discord channel in that link down below. We may even start a subsection for time zones, just so little alert systems for people wherever they are in the world, so they know not to fucking miss out on those, because it is a hefty chunk of gold that you can acquire, even if you're getting 2,000 gold per time. I mean, think about that. That's 4K gold for literally 2 minutes of your day hitting a button. Anyway, in terms of moving on, there are some little jackpots that you will see around here. If you manage to, I want to say, attract the heroes, you can, of course, be completing these and you can get little golds by doing it. It's not a great deal of gold. However, if you're talking about like when you do your little bursty here's, maybe we can get an elite to drop. No joy. So the elites look like these things. They're just legends, and when you go in to fight them, you're basically going to get rewards. They do scale up, so the newest legends obviously give more rewards, and the oldest legends give different ones. If anyone's curious, you just have to look at where they I guess, find. It'll tell you. Sorry, it tells you down here can be triggered between when challenging 18 biography of Dan Way and side quest. So to tell you where you can trigger some of these guys, so biography 18 Dan Way is where these guys can be triggered. Basically, go in there, hunt those guys down. It's up to you. Most people will just keep pushing past until they get to their legendary shards, which is exactly what I'm doing. However, I have shot myself in the foot because I don't fucking want to progress with chapters, but they are random, and you can get a little bit of gold each day potentially for it to drop. Now in story mode, this is probably where a lot of people will be like, okay, I can get my gold this way. Now this is by no means anywhere near as good as the Korean version that allows you to blitz each individual one. We really, really need to consolidate. If you're watching this on Facebook, keep fucking hammering that suggestion button as well. Tell the devs to pull their finger out, and basically they need to be able to do a blitz function. It is hard to describe it right now, but I don't need to go into here. I just tap it, it attacks, it attacks, it attacks, it attacks, all the way up to the boss where I actually have to manually fight the boss. So it is a way quicker way of doing this. However, if you think about it logically, most people are going to be able to grind out consistently and getting the star levels, the additional gold. So each level, I think if you count it 180, 230 gold each level, well, each stage within the chapter. And then of course you get your additional things here after completing as many stars as possible. That's where you're going to get a great deal of your gold in terms of you just have to grind it out. And free to players really don't have any options here. You need to grind this out. Pay to win's got to grind it out. Everybody's got to grind it out. Even PvE has to grind it out. PB is resisting grinding it out, but when he does, he's going to have a fat stack of gold there. Now, if anyone's curious about what to spend the gold on, that's where things get a little bit more spicier. Also, I would strongly recommend going into your settings. You can link accounts to get 500 gold. I don't know if it's going to give any personal details. Nope, but there you go. So we got the 500 gold there because we linked to I did my Gmail on this one. But you can also get some gift codes. Now, I forget if it was have a great day. I think have a great day is the newest gift code. Let's just try it out. Let's see if it is that. Have a great day. Is it have a good day or have a great day? I don't know. I fucking forget. I forget. I have to go find that one. It's in the Discord. Like I said, I have to go check that out. I think it's have a good day or have a great day. Some fucking code. Anyway, you get some stuff there. Make sure you're not sleeping on those ones either because they do give you some stamina and some gold just by participating. Is there anything major that we've missed in terms of your story mode, your fiefdoms? This is where it becomes a little bit of a do I spend gold, do I not spend gold? Honest truth is, I would recommend just using stamina pills. Well, not stamina pills, just stamina in general to patrol. So we're going to go in here. I just do basic patrols every 4 hours. I really don't care. The only one that I spend gold on and the maximum is this guy, just because I can get some stamina back. And of course, I can get some of the experience tomes. That's where I spend a little bit on. It is what it is. And you're also going to get a little bit of bonus gold from doing your quick pacifiers. You can get like 5 per one if you get really lucky. Story mode is another fantastic place to go. They like to give lots of gold as rewards, so you can check that out in your own time. I've done some guides on it. I will eventually be able to unlock a few of these ones if I can. Everybody's got to remind me, PB, stop being lazy, grind out your shit. But anyway, that is a fantastic way to get some free gold as well if you're looking for those little bits of boosting. Some events will give you gold just by signing in and participating. such as the Celebrate Festival and the Arms Race, is going to give you 588 gold each day. They go for 3 days or 4 days, so you can grab it from there. Realistically speaking, everything else that you can get is pretty much just based on RNG and additional stuff. The chunk of it's going to come from the Demons Raid and your story modes. You're really going to have to get into that mentality of doing your dailies, maximizing your daily tasks. You might get lucky in some of the instances if you smash some of the quick instances. You're really only going to get a small amount of gold from arena. You could get some stamina pills from arena though, which is equally important. And that's pretty much it. There isn't really anything else. At least I can't think of anywhere else that is consistently where you can get it. You can get gold by attacking these guys. So if you come down to here, it is very much RNG based. So if you go, I don't think it really matters which ones you attack, but you can attack these guys, and sometimes they'll drop some gold ignorant. Maybe we'll see a gold drop. There you go. So you can get 50 gold by killing these guys, and you can kill them 10 times a day. Um, it's just little things like that. Again, it'd be really we'd have like an hour video if we really went through and tried to nitpick exactly where you could get every single piece of gold. Like I said, arena has like a chance to drop 10 ignorants, but the most of the time you're just going to get it from grinding out. I'm very, very grateful that they have Demon's Roar and they have participation rewards for legions and stuff like that. I feel like they're finally cottoning onto the fact that it's going to get super expensive. Um, Prior to sort of this update where they've introduced sort of the war machines and the raids and all that sort of stuff, most of the time you're going to find yourself spending your gold on stamina pills. So rule of thumb with stamina pills is you don't really want to spend more than 2,000 gold a day on stamina pills. So right there it's like 24. Okay, so that's kind of the high end, a little bit over 2,000 a day. The reason why I recommend spending on stamina pills as a player, as a new player, and it is a very fucking expensive hobby, right? It's 60k. It's going to cost you 60k a month if you spend 2k or thereabouts. It's so important in this game to level up. I can't stress how much of a power boost you get, and the only way to do it is by buying stamina. Of course, that is totally dependent on your VIP level. So there's absolutely like an aspect of pay to win in that. So don't come at me in the comment section. I'm going to cover that regardless. But for those that are spending money, if you're not maximizing your stamina generation, you're not buying the maximum amount of stamina, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You literally are doing something that it's going to cost you in the end. And you're probably like, what do you mean, PB? I'll get there on my own accord. Yeah, you will, but when you're going against other whales that prioritized maximizing their tunes plus level 100, like, I mean, I'm not really a whale on this server. I wouldn't even classify myself as one, but I mean, I'm in the top four, and that's telling you something. So these other three are smart. You really need to get above or try to maximize ways around getting above level 100 as soon as possible. The reason being is you unlock all of your beasts. So it's very, very important to get to level 100 to unlock your beasts. I believe it stops at level 100 or it's 110. I think you can have six actives if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me. One, two, three. So I think it's 110 is the maximum. So you can have six beasts active at a time, which is basically the legendaries and an epic or two epics because is it? Anyway, you need to push through. You need to push through and try to get to a level 120, and then you can kind of back off. It takes a lot of gold to do it, and people probably go, "Nah, man, I don't want to do that each day," which is good. It's become easier to get stamina pills. You're still going to need a fuck ton of stamina pills, and when I say that, I literally mean that. But because they're giving us 10 a day, we're getting 10 a day. Of course, we're going to get some additional ones down here. We're going to get one from Fiefdoms. We're going to get one from buying stamina pills. We're going to get 10 each day for Wishing Shop, which is very important to purchase as well. You want to get those, especially if you are free to play. This is going to help you subsidize your progress because you won't be able to buy as many stamina pills, which sucks. Don't get me wrong. I feel like that is a pretty sucky thing to do to limit it. Um, and another bonus for you as a free to play as you level up is you basically get VIP points. So the minute you start to unlock higher levels of VIP, I mean this is scaled to 160 for crying out loud. I mean there's never really a process or a time where you don't want stamina pills. Um, and it's like that constant battle. So what I do is I put a hard cap or a soft cap, I should say, of around 2k gold a day on it. And I try to get as many stamina pills from it, from pretty much everywhere else, which is the wishing shop. Obviously, we need to complete our daily missions, and of course, we need to be on point and getting our ones from our chain stamina or claim stamina each day. It is important, otherwise, it's going to cost you gold to pick those up the next day. If you come across a situation where you're like, fuck PB, bro, I can't get rid of my stamina because I can't buy or get these upgrade stones. If you're in the same situation as I am, where I, pretty much just have to grind this out to get the upgrade stones from the campaign, but I'm too lazy. Again, every time says I say PB's too lazy, tell me in the comment section, do your fucking shit. Do you grinding, PB? Stop being lazy. What I do is I actually come into here and I find one of these guys and I just blitz it. And and you're like, bro, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, I just sit here and I continually blitz it. It doesn't make any difference. Honestly, the only thing I'm losing right now is resources. I'm not gonna lie. And you're probably like, yeah, you are wasting resources by doing this, and I agree with you. But if I really wanted to chew through and keep progressing in terms of levels, I would just go down here. It can be very frustrating being landlocked. The honest truth is that's how I do things. So if you're wondering where you can spend your stamina and you don't have anywhere on your character to upgrade it, just go into your reserves, pick something there, and upgrade those ones in the support function. Which kind of brings me around to another question I had. Someone said, "Hey PB, what's the point of support?" Basically, support is just to add to your power level. It realistically does the same thing as reserves. They basically are still affinities. However, based on their star level and their actual player level. So if these guys were like level 100, it would boost my overall power. It really isn't important. However, most games have this function where it's really just there for affinity. Same thing with reserves, absolutely same thing. Same concept. It is only there for the affinity, nothing else. It is what it is. Excuse me, 1 second. Now, in terms of like any other I guess advantage from doing this, I would say that it's very minimalistic. Um, you do with it as you please. I don't think you really need to level these guys up. You can kind of milk a couple of power, like a couple of million power, by leveling these guys up to level 100. But why would you? In all honesty, it's just there for some additional slots. That's really what support is, additional slots for your legendaries, because you're going to run out of slots for your reserves. Kind of makes sense, but ultimately it doesn't do anything for you anyway. So, well, I mean, it does for your affinities, but anything other than that doesn't really do too much. So I think that pretty much covers the whole concept of stamina. And now a lot of people ask me, should I spend gold for events? What I would say is I did the maths, and each month it costs you around 61,000 gold pieces to fully complete the minimum required cost of an event rotation. So an event rotation, and it's not set in stone. So what I give you is just an example. So you've got your limited heroes, which is 12,000 gold. You've got your arms race, which is 5,000 gold. You've got your celebrate festival, which is 11,000 gold. You've got your billionaire event, which is 9,000 gold. Sorry. You've got your transformation event. That's the one that is 15k gold. Then you've got your annihilation event, which is 9k gold. And that's pretty much all the events. Now, in terms of where you should spend, it really depends on where your character is at. I strongly recommend going for limited heroes because you're always going to have to be building towards a legendary, which is pretty much a guaranteed minimum per month. You need 12,000 gold sitting in your bank or readily available to acquire that. Now, another place you can get it is trials, which I haven't mentioned because I haven't unlocked it on here. But once you get your trials, it basically depends on how many stars you can get. And of course, you can get gold by just participating. That's probably going to be a great place to get an additional amount of gold. But as you can probably tell, trials are very, very fucking hard for most accounts, especially free to plays. So it's not really a guaranteed thing, but I feel like I should probably mention that. But in terms of like our like spending, stamina pills are number one priority, then events are number two priority. If you're going to look at priorities on events, I would say limited heroes event is top. Of course, the special events are going to be the Time Heroes event and the Mythic Heroes event. It's probably going to cost you around 12,000 gold for each of those as well. I didn't factor that into the chart because they're not like like a very stable reoccurring thing. We've only had two time hero events. It's kind of like I'll add it to the list, but just be aware that those things are on top of your 61k each month that you're going to need, plus your 60k each month to buy as much stamina. That being like the sort of maximum amount you'd spend on stamina would be 60k a month. Some would spend a lot less because they don't have access to it. So keep in mind, this is just a rough estimate. From a whaling perspective too, this is pretty much how much gold I spend a month is about 120k. So what's important is to focus on what you want, not necessarily how much it's going to cost. Annihilation event went up in my eyes, like in terms of value, because you can buy the shards. You can buy basically there's many of those little shards that you need to upgrade your legendary weapons. They're in there, and of course you have Vanquisher set gear. So for me, that's more valuable. Obviously, Billionaire event is valuable if you're starting out early in the game and you want to maximize how many legendary beasts you can get. Because honestly, to be fair, like once you chase these down to like 5 star, 4 star, 5 star, you can kind of pull back a little bit and only compete in the billionaire events where you know you're going to get into the rank of top five. And I feel like that's a strategy that a lot of players are starting to incorporate because it's kind of just common sense. It's the same process, same common sense here. Like, what am I ranked at the moment? Fourth. So either I'm going to get snaked out or I'm good to go just to chill at fourth. And I really haven't spent much money. I spent like maybe $10 to get to fourth, right? If you've been saving though, like I feel like a lot of these guys have been, like this guy 100% has been saving. Look at him go. You're a fucking beast. You're a beast, sir. Look at that, man. He's just snaking into second spot. And I'd feel bad if I outspent for a guy that I saw that has been saving just to get rank 2. I'd actually feel bad doing that. So I'm not even going to try to do that this time around. But that's like an example. When shit is really low on like rewards, and you've been spending your gold and you've been saving your currency, and then you blow it, it feels a lot better than if you're doing it every single month. However, I would still recommend doing your limited heroes, doing your arms race. Guarantee you want to do your fucking arms race. You want to have 5k gold for that to get those 50 flags, to get those 50 gold merits. And then probably after that, you want to focus on Billionaire or Annihilation event. To be completely honest with you, the Charm event, the one where you basically fucking RNG's event, the transformation is dog crap. It's dog doo doo. But if you are like me and you just want to make progress, I mean, 15k gold, it's a lot. Okay, you have to talk yourself into that. You got to get the hype train to get behind spending on those kinds of events, and most of the time it's not going to pay off. So you got to remember this is all a bit of a gamble. But for events like the billionaire event, it is wise spending on that and saving until you can get within the top 10, just because there's a leaderboard. Obviously, the limited heroes is a leaderboard. Obviously, arms race is, you can't save that, unfortunately, That's the one worst thing, is you have to spend your resources. You can keep the merit badges, but you have to spend your resources, because I guess the game's like people would hoard for that as well. Good news is they should be releasing the wing shards, so I should actually be able to get the transformation. Where is it? No, no, wrong one. I should be able to get some of the thunder shards for 150 gold merits this month. And of course, you can get the frost sword shards, which is the blue ones, for 100 merits. So if you've been saving up for those and diligently been waiting for them to drop, well, I'd say, honestly, I'm going to say there's going to be a big push, I think, in the next couple of arms races, for people trying to get within the top 10 to get the additional merit chests because of that. But yeah, essentially, that's where you're going to be sinking your gold into it. If you have any other questions or concerns, or if you want to point anything out, absolutely hit me up in the comment section down below. Join our Discord. I already see the OGs down there. But I feel like this is a fairly, I'm trying to say comprehensive, but I didn't want to get into every single aspect where you can find gold within the game. It is important to talk about where you're going to spend that gold. The reality is you want to focus on the top 4 events, and of course, by progressing your character, you're going to be able to unlock more power up features. So stamina is always going to play a really, really high part in your daily expenditure of gold. Make sure you're not sleeping on the Demon's Raid. Make sure that you're not caught without gold for your limited heroes and arms races. They're the 2 big ones. Anything else, I mean, you can just buy and chip away at it and save those resources. But I would strongly recommend doing the waiting and hold for the limited heroes and the billionaire event. They're probably the 2 biggest ones where you can make some progress as a free-to-play. With Beast and of course Legendary Heroes. Same with limited time heroes. There is no leaderboard, but you can save the currency. Same with Mystic Heroes, when they release, you can save the currency. You don't have to save the Annihilation currency. Spend that fucking as much as you like. You can farm that in other places. Oh, that reminds me, there's another place where you can get gold. Because I was talking about Annihilation in the Warlords Clash, and it's never up. Fucking, it's never up. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this thing. It is never available, but you can get some gold by participating each day in that one. Is there anything else before I go? Expedition. I don't believe you get gold from Expedition. You don't get gold from Mount Dungeon. Yep, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it in a nutshell. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you've stuck around this long, consider hitting that like, subscribe, notification button. Be a part of the OG gang, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks.